hi, my name is Leva, and what do you do? And what do I do? And this is what, and then by the time you leave, you just spent an entire evening and now you have to go chase everyone on LinkedIn. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Stephanie. I hate that. So I stopped going to events. Also, I'm kind of shy. That's the other motivation that I have to do this, especially with Jim and a couple other partners. I'm done wasting time. It's expensive. I have a 1.5-year-old. I don't like getting a babysitter if I have to leave. So if I'm going to spend my evening at an event, it better be a room full of people that I want to meet or do business with. So on July 13th, if you are raising capital, if you are looking to partner, if you're even an agent and you know about deals that are off market or even on market, but you're in a position, I'm the person you want to talk to. Come tell me about that. So this is a community helping community. July 13th, I'm going to post in the chat box the Facebook group or the Facebook page, the LinkedIn page where you can find the information and the link to the event if you're going to be local. If you're not local, message me directly and I'll figure out how to get you in touch with the people that are there so that you can still participate. All yours, Jim.
Fantastic. So we have a couple of little polls here that we want to run. We've got roughly 23 people here that are live on the Zoom, but and I don't know if the people will be able to see this that are on the live stream, but if you're able to, we want to see if we can figure out where everyone is joining the call today. So if you would just respond to the poll, we'll see if we can figure out how everyone is joining.
Also, Jim, if I could, we are catching on fire. I mean, we just are. This group is blowing up. The event capacity for the room on July 13th is 100 people. And between all of the platforms that we have RSVP wise, we've done over 130 RSVPs. So it's really important that if anyone on this call is just hearing about this event and wants to be involved, that's great. Do yourself a favor. I have a VA right now reaching out to every single RSVP, letting them know that if they do not buy a ticket online, they might not be able to get in the door. And that's not because we don't love you. It's because I didn't know that this was going to catch on fire. I didn't even think I was going to get 50 RSVPs. So I got a small venue and I already put a deposit on it. So if you want to come, secure a ticket today on this call right now.
Okay, so result of the poll, everyone that is watching is on Zoom. What that means is the poll is not reaching out. You're not able to respond if you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. But please comment in those channels that you're watching so that we can reach out to you and send you an invitation to the live event, and to make sure that you also get an invitation over the next couple of months as we're leading up to these different events. We want to make sure that we're gonna bring you someone new each week that has money to lend to deals or money to invest alongside you in deals, and to help you get through some of the struggles right now with the current economic situation. A lot of the banks are really responding very, very slowly. They're reducing their terms. They're getting a lot pickier, and it's getting harder to get deals done. And there's a lot of people that have been sitting on the sidelines for the last 10 or 15 years, waiting, especially private equity, been waiting for the cheap money to go away and for the banks to become nervous again, because that's their sign, like Warren Buffett said, when there's blood in the streets, that's when you want to invest. And these big investors, these family offices, high net worth individuals, and fund managers are very anxious to come in right now and start lending money. So you want to make sure that that you have an opportunity to check in each and every week at this same time, where we will be hosting a different person each week. Bring your questions, your curiosity, bring your deals. If you have a deal that you're raising, no, we won't be able, because it is a public forum. We won't be able to speak about specifics on any 506B deal, but we'll absolutely be able to introduce you to these folks so that you can have an offline private conversation with them about investing in your deals.
I think also, Jim, something to note, and maybe we can do this, and this is my first time on this call, so I don't really, you're the boss, you tell us how we want to do it, but I think there's like a 24 participants on this call. A lot of you guys said that you're right now in the position of raising money. Maybe it would be kind of interesting to ask some people, what are they raising for specifically? You know, I know what I'm raising for, but I don't know what other people on this deal are on this call are raising for. Jim, can we open the floor to some people and say, hey, what are you raising money for? Why haven't you raised that money yet? And we can understand where they're struggling, and maybe we can help them. Is it their pitch deck? Is it their structure of their deal? Is it, you know, is that okay? Can we learn a little bit more about everyone's opportunity?
Yeah, I think that we actually have a couple more polls that might help us do that.
Love that.
If you can respond to this poll here, what are you and why are you here? Are you a debt lending partner, an equity lending partner, or do you need funding for your current deal? Or are you confused? How did you get here and who are these people? Or you're a unicorn and you can't see my horn.
I love these polls.
Okay, we've got 35% participation, and this poll will be closing in 10 more seconds. So make sure that you answer. So this is great. So far in the poll, guys, I'll just give you an update because I'm seeing it live. Most everyone here is looking for funding for their deal, which is fantastic because you want to make sure that you connect with us over the next several weeks, because we're gonna give you a lot of people that can help you raise money for your deals, and either directly or indirectly through their fund, through their family office, or through some other private equity. So and I'm glad to see that there's 4 unicorns in the room, and one person
Who's a unicorn? We should all raise our hands.
I'll share the poll with you. Here we go. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I can't see the sharing poll, but we have some unicorns, and I don't know who the one person, or someone in the room that don't know how they got here and who we are. So
hilarious.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see here. We're going to launch one more poll and see, what is your niche? Are you a fix and flipper, a single family buy and hold investor, a small multifamily 5 to 50 unit investor, or 50 to 99 units, or short-term rentals, land, storage, industrial, RV parks or mobile home parks?
These polls are great.
I can't see the poll, but I just typed in, I'm a legacy holder.
And then you'll see on this poll, after you, there's 2 questions. So we're going to keep this poll open just a little bit longer, but everyone, well, never mind, everyone's already got down to the second question, which is, who's your favorite host today? The blonde, the tall, dark, and handsome guy, or the hillbilly? And Leba, you're running away with it.
Oh, no. Well, I'm so happy to be here. This is so cool. I feel like the number one thing that I was starving for this whole time, and this is really before I created Capital Connections, and that was community. And I don't know if I'm alone in that. Maybe, you know, just so that, again, there's a lot of boxes here with names and no faces because cameras and microphones are off. But can you guys write 1 in the chat just so that I know I'm not alone? Has anyone felt super lonely in what they're doing, even if they have friends and family? Because it's often really stressful to do this business and look for money and find the partner and run the construction and lease up the building. Like, it's incredibly overwhelming. So this is the coolest group to be on a webinar with. I'm really happy to be here with all of you guys.
So we're going to take the rest of today and do some networking. You are live, so make sure we keep this G-rated. And if you are currently raising money for a deal, and you would like if it's a B deal, just be very, very careful. You know, you don't want to talk about the deal. But if you have a deal that you're raising for, feel free to unmute yourself and let people know about your deal if it's a 506c or if it's a joint venture and someone wants to join with you as an active part of that deal, then you're absolutely capable and able to talk about it if you want to. Or if you just have a general question for one of us or about any of the upcoming events.
Anyone. It's a safe space, you guys.
So with your July event, I saw in the chat that you put it's in person, but there's also some type of electronic feature to it. Can you explain that a little more?
Sure. So actually, this is going to be blonde on me. I mean, you know, I when I put this together, I did it so quickly, and I put it as an online event, and I've actually independently messaged every single registrant, letting them know, hey, this is not online, this is in person, because we have people that want to attend it online. We're coming up with a secondary option so that they can be involved in the people that have been there, but in some way remotely, because there was not a lot. Actually, most of the people read the banner that showed the address, that they see it's in Chicago, so they know it's in person. But that was an example of doing things too quickly. I didn't want to recreate the event on LinkedIn because I have over, as you can see, 100 RSVPs on there. I didn't want to confuse anybody. But if you are on this call and you want to, guys, go through the RSVP list. That's just on LinkedIn. That's not Meetup. That's not LinkedIn. I'm sorry, that's not Meetup and that's not Eventbrite. So if you go through that list, you can even go through it and be like, oh, there's so-and-so, and he is a fund manager, or there's so-and-so and he has a big construction company in an area that I'm doing a deal at, maybe he'll partner with me. You guys, I invite you to go through that list. It's public, and say, hey, Liba, I saw Jim Biggs on that RSVP list and I really want to connect with him, but I don't want to reach out to him cold, because cold messages, guys, they don't work. They're dead. They do work if you're persistent. I'm pretty persistent, but it's annoying. So if you want to meet someone that's on that list, or you want to meet people in that room, or you don't know who you want to meet, so hey, I'm in this stage of my career. I don't know what my next step is, but I do know that there's this deal that I'm looking at. It's X amount of dollars. Where can I get the best money and maybe the best partner for it? You can find that within this group. So we're here to help you no matter where you are, no matter what stage you're at. And I don't want to overwhelm you with what we're doing, but as we progress, firstly, every single person on this call should be at the call next week, because that's when we are bringing our fund manager, I interviewed him. He has the cash right now and is available and in a position to lend, right? So if you guys have a deal, this is the perfect time to ask him, hey, do you have money for me? But at the end of that call on the 21st, we are going to be announcing another event that's way greater and an all-day event. So make sure next week you're on the call so that you can stay informed about other ways to meet money and meet partners in person or online. But can anyone want to speak up about what projects they're working on right now? Maybe what it is that they're looking to raise, maybe what dollar amount they're looking to raise. This is all very helpful for us. We can use this to prepare for next week's call.
Oh, wow.
Rhonda, I thought you started to speak up. So
No, I was coming up my stairs. That's what I was doing, Jim.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. No.
You know something, Jim? This would be excellent if you and Liba could come to the mastermind on Tuesday.
I'm going to be in Colorado at a fund managers event, looking for more money for all of us. So
That's okay. It don't have to be this Tuesday. It could be any Tuesday.
okay.
Yeah, any Tuesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
So I have it on my calendar, Daryl. Definitely will be there next Tuesday. I should be back in town on that Monday. So hopefully my calendar will be a little bit lighter. But so everyone, if you could, I know we did this earlier, but we didn't have as many people on the call. if you could type in the comments or the chat where you're from. And I'm going to see if I can log into one of the live groups online. And you've got Arizona, Maryland, DC, New Jersey.
I have a question. So,
Go ahead.
so Liba, with the capital raising and you're with the fund manager, is there a certain criteria that your folks go by?
What do you mean by my folks? Because I got a whole wide range of folks that I'm bringing to
Okay. So if we had a property, let's just say here in Arizona, because that's where I'm at,
Okay.
what would be the criteria for me to look at the properties that I'm looking to invest in order to have someone that's in your fund or your investors to invest in that asset?
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to rephrase the question in a way that I understand it. So you're saying you're
Yep.
looking at a property in Arizona and you are looking to see what do you need to know to qualify in order that gentleman that I'm bringing on the call would want to invest in you?
Correct.
Okay, great question. So we have a week until the next call, but Bobby actually has a specific criteria for him of who he lends to and what states he lends to. And if you look on LinkedIn, firstly, everyone on this call, Capital Connections is new. We don't have fancy software. I'm doing it between me and a VA. So the best way to know about every single detail of every event and everything is to connect with me on LinkedIn. I post all the time. So that's first things first, because on LinkedIn, I'm gonna be posting leading up to the next webinar what states he's involved in, what kind of deals he wants to be involved in, and what lending abilities he has. But it's really important. Don't worry, Cedric, we'll do a recap at the end of the call so you'll be up to date. But it's really important to note that Bobby, the reason why he's so exciting, and he's one of many, but he also is a co-founder of a fund cohort. So he is a founder of a group of people that manage funds. So if let's just say for whatever reason, and his range is pretty far, but let's just say you don't fall under his range, you should still come to the call, hear what he has to say, because he's going to tell you how to prepare yourself to come to a fund manager for money. And then also because he is involved in a community of fund managers, his desire is to bring deals to that group, because just like we want money, fund managers are looking for the best deals. And don't think because you're looking at a small fix and flip or a commercial office, like, that's not what they're looking at. Fund manager sounds real fancy and that they're only looking into big, institutional kinds of things. That's not the case. So if your deal is good, small or big, you're not too small to speak to these guys and they want your deal. That's important to remember, you guys. If you're ever on a call with someone who has capital, don't ever feel like you're asking for money, because you're not. You're offering them an opportunity. You're the one doing the effort. You're the one buying the building. You're servicing them. So it's really important to have that attitude, but at the same time to know how to prepare yourself, because you want to make sure they understand the value of your deal. Does that make sense, Alicia?
Yes, it does make sense.
I'll make sure to find out. And then also do me a favor. I put my email, my LinkedIn page, and my cell phone number in a group of 27 strangers. But do me a favor so I don't forget. You can email or text me your deal in advance, and anyone on the call can do this. I can review it before the call next week and actually talk to Bobby about it. So that way, maybe we can discuss it on the call and he can say, hey, Alicia's got this deal in this state looking for this amount of money. If I was Alicia, this is how I would prep it. And then he might actually be interested in your deal. And you guys can have that conversation in real time on next week's call, which I think would be the coolest thing.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
All things occur in real time.
Okay, so we'll recap here in just a second, but we have folks coming in from Virginia, from San Francisco Bay Area, Calabasas, California, Philly, another New Jersey, Ohio, Indiana, Lawrenceburg. Good to see you, Indiana. Florida, another Chicago, Illinois, Florida, New York City, New Jersey again. So just a reminder, July 13th in Liba, what time is the event kicking off on the 13th?
July 13th event is at 5:30 p.m. If you can make it in person, I really recommend that you do. And if you cannot, I invite you to let me know that in advance so that I can figure out how to get you connected with the people that are there. I'll repost the LinkedIn page so you can see the RSVP list there. That's the one that's accessible. I can't share the one on Eventbrite. But I'll send that list here on the chat, and I'll also send the Eventbrite link as well so you guys can get your tickets. It's
And-
really cheap. It's $30 to come.
Yeah, and I'll let you guys know that if you want access to that list and you're not in Chicago and can't be here, if you sign up and if you pay for the ticket, you're not going to get 2 free drinks, but you will get the list of folks that are there and everyone that signed up for the event. So if you would like to be here and just can't make it all the way to Chicago, we will figure out a way to make sure that you get the valuable information, because the reason you're showing up, yes, is to network, but more importantly is to get access to the information you need to get your deal closed, or if you're a lender, to find a deal, a good deal to fund. And I'm using the word lender loosely because these are not banks. I need everyone to understand that we're not bringing banks to the event. Although I'm sure there's going to be people that, there that show up that would love to network with you that work at banks, but these are private equity lenders. These are the people that once you've been in the business long enough to run out of friends and family, and or you're tired, or friends and family are tired of having you continually pitch them on new deals, you eventually will graduate to a place where you start looking for these bigger fish to help you get your deals across the finish line. And so we want to make sure that we shortcut that for you. And that's what this event is all about. And that's why I'm so excited about it. It's something that we've had Daryl and I and Alicia as board members and Sonia as board members on the call today of the GOB Network have been talking about for the last couple of years. We want to start to build up this list and make it available. We want to make sure that we're bringing this to our conference. And Liba, I was lucky that she attended the event and we got introduced by our good friend Bree Schmidt, is already ahead of the curve, already doing this and really concentrating just on this particular, piece of the pie. So I'm just super excited about it. Super excited to be able to help you guys figure out how to get some more capital in your deals.
And I think also, just to piggyback off of what Jim said, amazing, Daniel. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you. Jim just posted in the group who is considering going to the event. Let us know. And I'm going to make sure to reach out to you post this call so we can coordinate beforehand. One of the things that I think is the reason why I'm so passionate about this, I've had a lot of sales backgrounds prior to getting into real estate. And the number one thing that I had success in was networking. But it was exhausting. And I think today, after COVID and after networking events have gone down and people are less interested, and people, honestly, they have social anxiety. It's hard to go out. I also think we want a different quality of life now. We don't want to hunt the way that we used to. It's annoying. We want to get smarter about it. And I'm on this journey of just coming up with smarter, creative solutions for people within our industry to meet the money that they need to fund the deal that they want to do, but also the partners, because I think a lot of people don't realize the value. I went to an event in Florida. It was a fund managers conference. And obviously I went there to meet money because I need money. And that's kind of the journey that I'm on. But you wouldn't believe the people that I met. Just one guy that I met there. Now I'm going to his conference out in Colorado. You don't know the value of going into the right room. The right room is always worth the time. It's going to the wrong rooms that have made you jaded. So I think before you come to this room, if you do want to come, do me a favor and message me in advance, or Jim or Daryl, and just say, hey, this is where I'm at. This is my portfolio currently. This is who I'm looking to meet. Because guess what? If that person isn't in that room, come anyway, build a relationship with us. We're going to get you connected to them virtually. We have a humongous group of people that are fund managers and high net worth individuals. And they're also really excited about meeting you guys.
And I'll follow up on that and say that although, we're trying to actually make some deals happen, join us just for the educational content
100%.
of this message. So you'll be able, we're always going to reserve a little bit of time at the end for you to ask questions and be able to get a specific answer. So from someone who's been very, very successful at raising capital, which all of these guys are, when they're bringing this private equity money, they are very successful at not only, funding deals, but a lot of the money that they have is their own personal money, but also a lot of it is money that they have other investors investing in their fund to deploy into these deals. And so they're very adept at raising capital. So if this is a subject matter, and it should be, that's what this Wednesday call is all about every week, raising capital, they will be able to provide you some answers that maybe we haven't covered yet, or maybe comes from a different perspective that you relate to. So make sure you show up and bring some questions in addition to your deal.
Yeah, Jim, I don't know if this is from people on the call right now, but our LinkedIn RSVP just went up to 124. So I just want to say our RSVP wise, we are maxed out. So right now, get your ticket on Eventbrite, because I don't even think we're going to do door sales anymore. Cedric just asked, is this a one-day event? I'm looking at the event flyer. So the Eventbrite flyer should show that it is a one-day event. The July 13th is a one evening mixer event. We do have other events that we will announce on next week's call after we introduce Bobby. So I recommend highly showing up to that one. But the July 13th event, and just for the purpose of everyone being here, in case they're not looking at the chat, is at 400 East Randolph Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60601. And it is July 13th at 5:30 p.m. So, and it's going to be light drinks, light snacks. It's not a dinner. It's just to hang, to meet the right people. We're going to make some fun announcements. We have a really fun door prize just because I like to give gifts and I like events that do that. I think it's fun. So that's really just the point of the July 13th event.
So we've got about 15 minutes left. If we have questions from anyone, we're going to just kind of open up the room and happy to answer any questions. But if we don't get any, then we'll call it a day.
If we don't get any, Jim, I think we should give some homework, because I actually love Daryl's concept. I want to participate. I do it anyway. So we're going to open it up. I think, guys, there's no power in being shy. And if you are shy and you don't want to speak on video, you can message us privately and we can answer your question on the chat box. There's an option to message privately. So ask a question privately and we won't say your name, but we'll answer the question for the group. And I'm posting the address in the chat box so people can just see it there.
And I know that we were a little ill prepared to answer questions on Facebook and YouTube live, and we'll do a better job of that next week. But if you are interested in getting the link to the information, you can find either Leba's post, my post, or Daryl's post on all your social media platforms. And I know, for me, it's very, very easy to find. Jim Biggs is an easy name, and it shows up on the first page of Google. So you'll be able to find me very easily on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll keep posting that Eventbrite link so that you have a chance, to find us there. And I will say that it's going to be first come, first serve. So just registering is not going to guarantee you a spot. So it will be limited, and we don't want anyone to be turned away.
I'm going to feel really bad if that happens, but
Yeah.
max capacity, it's illegal. So
yeah. The fire marshal, we don't want the fire marshal kicking us out of the building and shutting down the event. So make sure you do get in and pay for the ticket and get your ticket online. And then we will announce. And if we have an extra 30, 40, 50 people that want in and aren't able to do it, then we'll just figure out a way to host another event.
yeah, very shortly. And maybe we'll even bump it online. I think there's power in meeting in person. Jim and I could have met 1,000 times on Zoom, but meeting him in person, we got to really experience each other's energy. And I think that's how we knew we were going to collaborate well. And I think a lot of people today were scared to meet in person, but I promise you, I met a lot of people that are interested in investing in my deals, people that want to come speak to all of you guys because I met them in person. I shook their hand. So virtual is powerful. We all live in that world today, but I don't want any of us to undervalue, especially with AI. AI is making everything different now, but there's so much power in shaking somebody's hand, looking them in the eye and sharing a drink with them. You'd be surprised how much Sandra's nodding her head. She agrees. You'd be surprised how many people, like I obviously people aren't just going to do business with me off my LinkedIn profile. So I go to their office, I shake their hand and I show them that I'm a real person and they invest with me. And that's what I want to make sure happens for you guys.
I have a question.
Is it okay to do a quick presentation?
Go ahead, Sonia.
Oh, I have a question. If you said that it's full, it's basically full, like I want to sign up to register, but I'm not going to show up. I just want the list. Can you kind of like separate it for those who just want to?
100%, 100%. When you sign up via Eventbrite, it'll ask you for your, I think it'll ask you for your location, but if it doesn't, I'm going to note right now, Sonia, I'm assuming you're not local.
Right.
California.
Okay. So Sonia, you're not local. I'll write that down myself. But when you go through, you can actually send a message to the host, which is me, and let them know, hey, I'm from the GOB network. Also, guys, connect with me on LinkedIn. Every single update's going to be on there. And for whatever reason, in the event that you did purchase a ticket and you're not local, and the event happens and I don't get you right away, message me. Let me know. We're not going to hold back.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for asking. That was a really great question. All right, let's give it a couple more minutes. Any questions, you guys? You can ask privately, publicly. If not, I think I have good homework for everyone for next week to help position them.
Fantastic.
For a powerful, successful conversation with our fund manager. So I'll give it a couple minutes.
I think Evan had a question.
Yeah,
Evan, you got a question?
Yeah, I was wanting to know, is it okay if I share my screen? I want to do a quick little, maybe 30-second for a fund that I'm raising money for a project in DC. I don't know if it's okay. Share that or to do a quick slide presentation.
Harold, do you have screen share turned on?
Let me see. Screen share. Wait a minute.
So Evan, it's not a big deal, correct?
It's not a big deal. I don't know. It's a fund of fund.
Yeah. Oh, fund of fund. What is that good, Jim? Because we don't want no problem, right?
Is your fund a 506B fund or a 506C fund?
It's a 506C.
Okay, and the deal that you're pursuing is, I'm assuming, a 506C deal.
Right.
Okay, yeah, then we can talk about it.
Okay, great.
Give us your quick 30-second elevator pitch.
Okay, person. Great. So yeah, as an investor relations team member of this particular deal is located in the Washington, D.C. area. It's a development project. So what we're looking to do is we're looking to raise money for this particular fund, the Million Marathon Fund. And what we're investing in is we're investing in a lot of the luxury homes, townhomes. So this particular team has been doing development deals over the past 12 years or so. We have a lot of different folks that are on the team. And let me kind of go over some of the fund structure. And if anyone wants more information, you can definitely reach out to me. And I'll kind of go over into more in depth. So we have just some of the different.
Back up. It shows something about Forex trading. I went by so quickly. Is this, you're raising money for real estate or you're raising money for a couple of different things?
We're raising money for real estate. It's a real estate fund.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's different class shares there. We have the class A, class B, and we can dive into more details if anyone is interested. This is kind of like a quick overview because I know we don't have much time. So if anyone's interested, we can certainly dive into more details.
Yeah, just give us enough information to whet the appetite, Evan, and then folks can reach out to you via LinkedIn or Facebook. Right.
So yeah, so this is who may invest. So typically we're looking for people that are accredited. And this is our legal team, Castor Easton. It's in the Washington, D.C. area. And yeah, so this is sort of like, these are some of the projects that we're working on right now in our current portfolio. Let me kind of show you. So these are some of the homes that we're building in the Bethesda area. So this particular fund, like I mentioned, so we typically we buy plots of land and we develop a lot of different luxury homes because this is a pretty hot market, the DC area. Let's see here. And yeah, this is our current portfolio. right now, some of the projects that we're working on. So it's a $20 million fund that we're raising money for. So if anyone is interested, definitely reach out to me, and we'll take it from there. So I'm on LinkedIn as well. Certainly reach out to me. That's it.
Love it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Evan.
Fantastic.
So
Thank you.
hopefully over the next several weeks, we'll find this is an interesting conversation, which is a fund to funds, which if you're not familiar with the concept, you're kind of joining hands with other fund managers and collectively trying to invest in some larger assets. And it's a way, if you run a fund and you have a group of investors that are not necessarily investing in a different area or a different asset class, you can, instead of trying to go out and figure out how to do this all by yourself, you can partner up with another fund that has expertise in that area and collectively get a lot more done. So I'm glad you brought that up. So, but anyone else have a deal that they're raising capital for right now? Or I know I have a couple of different things that I've got going on right now. I'm actually I'm investing myself in some real estate, commercial real estate, and residential real estate software that I'm going to make a large investment in that company, and I will be then putting that in my fund and allowing people that want to invest in some fintech type of companies, and you don't have $50, $100, $200,000 to invest. So we'll be offering that to folks. If you're interested, let me know. We also have a joint venture opportunity to buy 2 acres on the Hawaiian island of
Wow.
Maui. And, we're looking for a couple of $100,000 for a joint venture. If anyone's interested, it will be a brand new ground up development. And of course, we're always looking for additional partners, whether it be JV or limited partners on deals that are part of the GOB network, and also here locally in Chicagoland. We're really concentrating this year on trying to put together deals that are smaller, and we're really looking to help as many newer investors that maybe have been investing in single family and they're ready to jump into multifamily and just a little bit more fearful of it. We want to try to hold your hand and help you get into those deals. So we'll be doing several of those. And if you're interested and you've heard all of the buzz lately about hotel conversions, office conversions, school conversions, that's Liba's specialty. That's where she's really concentrating, and I know has several opportunities here in the greater Chicagoland area. So if that really interests you, make sure and reach out to her. And I know Daryl and Alicia. Daryl's constantly looking in Texas. Alicia is in Arizona. Both hotbeds for investors. So if you're interested in deals in those areas, make sure you reach out to those guys.
And Jim, Daryl, go ahead.
So I want to also say, listen, what you're seeing here is a tip of the iceberg. This is just a tip of what the GOB is about. Okay, you're not seeing everything. If you're not a member of the GOB, this is a perfect time to become a member of the GOB. Now, I put in the chat gobnetwork.com. Okay. If you're not a member, this would be an excellent time to join the network, right? Excellent time to join the network. So consider it. I put in the chat gobnetwork.com. Join us, because this is just the beginning.
I love that. And by the way, Rhonda has a question.
Yes. How you doing? I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to hear the whole presentation. I'll get the tape. But I was wondering if you also provide funding for RV parks. I am a partner with developing a new RV park in Crosby, Texas. And we're looking at, it's 1.1 raise. We do have some of that money, but I'm just curious to find out if that's something that you offer as well.
Absolutely. And in particular, Bobby next week, that's going to be our special guest. I think I asked that question specifically of Bobby, and he did show some interest. So yeah, definitely show up next week, Rhonda, and let's see if we can get Bobby's interest in that deal. Maybe we can get it funded on the call.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Thanks.
And if it's okay, Daryl, here's my homework for everybody, because it's really homework for me, but it's homework from you guys to me so that I can do homework for you. If you could do this, the first thing is connect with me on LinkedIn. This is my personal page. It's not an advertising page. You're not connected to anything. It's just so that I can know who you are. So the first piece of homework, which you should get in AN, is connect with me on LinkedIn. The second thing is, if you do connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will connect with you. Thank you, Alicia. Amazing. Write down for the next week's call, or do yourself a favor and message me in advance what you're in. So is it RV parks? Is it multifamily? Do it exactly like this. My specialty is this. I'm raising this, and then something I'm struggling with. So I'm going to just give you an example for me. I do offices to luxury units. I'm looking at a couple of high rises downtown Chicago. I'm looking for 100 to 250 million. And my struggle right now is that I'm short on cash and some partners for those deals. So I'm looking, when I reach out, for people that fall under that criteria. That's actually how I met Bobby. And Bobby was like, shoot, I don't have that money for you, but I know someone who does. So if you guys do that for us, you can email me, you can email Jim, you can email Daryl. We can go out, because again, I have a big list of people. I can bring someone on the call that specifically just invests in RV parks, or specifically just invests in hotels. But I don't know what you guys do if you don't tell me. So I would say that those 3 things do for homework for next week. And those who send me information in advance, you win, because we're going to know about it. Bobby's going to be prepared to speak to you on that call.
There it is.
And if we don't have someone lined up yet for what you want to invest in,
We will find them.
We will find them. We've got a very large network, and we'll make sure and bring that person on. If we have enough interest, they'll be there. So if you're listening online and you can't see our chat, so you won't be able to see Leba's LinkedIn profile, but if you will just type into any Google search Leba's name, which is Lieba, last name Dlinn. It'll be the first thing that shows
There's
up.
no one
Very
else.
top line on the Google machine, and so she's all over that front page of Google. So you'll be able to connect with her, via LinkedIn, via Instagram, and other social media platforms.
Love it.
So,
All right.
it's 2:00. I think we hit our mark like an expert actor would. And I really look forward to seeing everyone next week. Excited to take this journey with you guys and see if we can help put some deals together. Thank you very much.
And pass the word.
And
Pass the word. What's
and
going
bring a
on?
friend.
Capital
And-
raising strategy session every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be here. Pass the word. Bring a guest.
And
Bye.
one last thing for the folks that are here, the GOB network is a closed network. It's not open to the public. It's by invitation only. Daryl gave you an invitation today. And when you go to join, it will ask you specifically, who do you know in the GOB network? Who recommended that you come? Kind of who is sponsoring you? So feel free to use Daryl Murphy if you're on this call today, or if you want to reach out and talk to one of us ahead of time. Both myself, Daryl, Alicia, Milton, and Sonia Rabini are all on the board of directors at the GOB network and would be happy to have a call with you.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I'll see everyone next week.
Bye.
Thanks, Daryl, for letting us take over.
Hey, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to say this is cool. My husband was watching.
Oh,
We'll have to on next week. Daryl, if you can go ahead and turn off the custom streaming.
yeah. I think I I think
I
I
think